helps me. Often I suppose it's kind of hard to quantify because it doesn't suddenly mean that I can, leap over tall buildings with a single bound. But I guess it's relatively more easy to say what my life is like when yoga isn't a part of it. And on a day-to-day basis, like the challenges that my body presents are just more frustrating, and I'm less happy in my own skin. And then I guess over time, like for me, I actually end up in a place that isn't that great, and sometimes that's had really serious consequences for me and for my health and for my life, I suppose. But the thing is, even though I know how great yoga is and how important it is in my life, sometimes it can be really hard to get on that proverbial mat. And even though I've been practicing for a little while, it's still an ongoing challenge to kind of let go of some of that chatter that your mind throws up. So in a regular class, I'll still be preoccupied with, is the new teacher going to come over and ask me why I'm doing something different from the rest of the class? Or will I be able to get through the rest of the class without falling over? And even though I enjoy practicing with other people, and I know it's not about anyone else, sometimes, it's really hard when you've got this sort of semi-Olympic, super flexible person on the mat next to you. And sometimes when I'm struggling in various areas of my life, even though I know that's when I need to be there, that can be like, that's when those thoughts loom so large that might be the day that I just don't get there. And maybe that's one class, but then one class turns into another class, turns into another class, and then before you know it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that anything that can just make it easier for me to just show up, I guess, can make a huge difference in my life. And basically that's what the yoga program at Cerebral Palsy Alliance allowed me to do. It was just about the yoga. Like, I could just pay more attention to what my body was doing, to how I was breathing, to what it felt like. I didn't have to worry about whether what I was doing more harm than good, and I didn't have that kind of sense of dread at the beginning of a class, like, am I going to be able to cope with this? Am I going to end up sprawled on the floor or something? So pretty much yoga at the Cerebral Palsy Alliance meant that, I could just show up and I could just know that the teachers would meet me where I was at, and I didn't have to worry about anything else. And I suppose that probably, that doesn't sound very glamorous, but to me that made a huge difference to my life. That meant that I got there, which just sounds like a small thing, but to me that made a massive difference. So thank you.